welcome to another survival game guide in our Medieval Dynasty series. So, I have been doing a lot of mining, and let me tell ya, I can, if I don't do it properly, I can spend a good portion of the day just mining, which I don't really like because that leaves less time to do all the stuff I need to do in my village. And you might be at that point too, where you're just spending a lot of time in the mine, and you might be wondering if there are certain tips that you can use to perhaps make your time in the mine a little bit less, a little more efficient, and that is what today's video is all about, how to mine efficiently. And there are a few things that you can do. The first and foremost, and I will just shout out the viewers who suggested this, because I certainly didn't think about it, because I'm a silly person, but actually you can build a resource storage barn thing right outside whatever mine you like mining at, and it makes transferring ore a lot easier. You don't have to carry that on you or a mount, back and forth from your village. Literally just build a resource barn right there at the mouth of the cave or whatever you're at, and just put your ore inside the barn there when you are, when you're carrying too much. And because the resource storage barns are, like, their inventory is linked to each other, anything you put in this barn is going to show up in your barn in your village. So you can just run home, grab all the ore that you have, mined that day. It's right there, ready to go for your smithy. Or, if you have a smithy, they're already going to town on it. So it's just like a really easy way to take care of ore, and you don't have to worry about running back and forth. Don't know why I didn't think about that myself, but you know what? You guys, you're so much smarter than me, so there we go. Now, if the actual process of mining, you can make a little bit faster as well with the help of a few potions. We are going to, because this is the mine that I typically just use because it's close, it's relatively safe, and it happens to be close to this village here, which is Veronica, that one. There is a herbalist here, and he sells potions, and there are two potions that I always buy when I'm doing a little bit of mining, and that is the potion of weight and the potion of stamina. Now, you don't have to buy these. You can certainly make them yourself if you have an herbalist and you have the ingredients. But if you don't, just go to an herbalist.
How is life treating you?
And since he's like right next door, I just go to him anyway. So I will go and I'll check out his like potions, which are right here. The potion of stamina. So this basically lasts for 120 seconds, and it's 50% less stamina consumption. And then weight, which again 240, so it lasts a little bit longer than the stamina potion, and it adds plus 20 to your weight limit there. And I'll buy a good. I think I usually just buy like 3 of each, and I'm usually good for like that mining season, if you will, for that cave anyway. And they're very helpful because the potion of stamina actually makes it so that like you're not using as much stamina basically. And I know that like when I'm mining, my stamina goes down real fast with pickaxes, and there are skills that you can obviously use to abate that, and I'll actually go into that in a moment. But the potion of stamina just really like keeps your stamina up so that you are never running out of stamina. You can just keep hitting resource node after resource node. You don't have to pause between, so you're just going, it speeds you up basically. And same with the potion of weight, because you can carry more. That means you can spend a little bit more time in the cave, and less time running back and forth between your barn and the cave. So both I think are very helpful to have. They just make mining a little bit faster in my opinion. Obviously you are going to get loaded up with stone as well. Always drop it unless you need it, in which case, bring it to your barn over here. But otherwise, just drop it. Like I just stack them. Like I think I have like 184 stones right there. I just kind of have like a bunch of like little stones, little rocks throughout the cave that I have dropped, just because, you know what, I don't need that extra weight on me. It just doesn't make sense for me to have that. So, feel free to drop the stones that you don't need. And obviously, in terms of tools, the better pickaxe that you have, the more efficient your mining is going to be as well, because they're not breaking as often. I don't think they cost you quite as much stamina as like the standard pickaxe. So that helps too, especially in terms of breaking, because that means you don't have to spend, as much time making those. Because I'm currently just using stone pickaxes until I can get the iron pickaxe myself. And that usually means I have to craft like 3 or 4. And if you want to use like basic stuff and you don't want to use iron pickaxes, that is totally fine. Just make sure that like you perhaps do it like me, where you make 4 or 5, however many you're going to potentially need, and then just have them on you so that you can just eat through them and you don't have to go back and forth quite as often just because your pickaxe is broken. So craft a lot just so it's like all on you, ready to go, and you'll spend a little bit less time doing that. And the final tip is your skills. There are a few skills that you can use that where are we? Skills. That's the one that can actually make mining a little bit faster for you too. The first is one with the earth. When you grab this one, it's 5% slower durability. So again, that your pickaxe just lasts a little bit longer, which means, again, you're not spending that time making them or having to go and grab a new pickaxe if you didn't have one on you, already. So that just kind of helps with that process. The other is Careful Miner. This gives you a 50% chance to extract additional resources. So I always say get that one just because you're going to get more ore, which means maybe less visits to the mine overall, or different mines even. So I think that's always a good one to have. And then finally, the Excavation Master, which, again, that's just going to reduce how much stamina you're using when you use a pickaxe or any of the extraction tools, really. So that's a nice one as well, just because, if you're not getting tired as often, you don't have to, we can potentially skip buying potions with this one, I would say. And since you're not getting tired as often, you don't have to stop and rest. You can just keep going node to node to node. And, that just saves you, even if it's seconds, those seconds add up, right? So those are basically the tips that I use to make my mining a little bit faster. If you guys have any tips of yourselves, just put it in the comments, because I certainly would love to hear what you guys are doing. At least until you get the mine unlocked, I'd say, anyway, right? That makes things a lot easier. But if it's just you, like me, still just going to the mine, like every season, these tips can help. But thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.